Hello, welcome.
Hi.
So today we've got the wonderful Jo with us. Jo's going to show us how to make this gorgeous chocolate orange fudge. We can't wait for you to see how gorgeous, delicious it is.
Yeah, so to give you some context, I used to make fudge. It was a hobby that then became a job, and it was all just dairy fudge until I started to get lots of requests for vegan fudge, because I think obviously
It's more and more popular.
it is, yeah, and also people with dairy intolerances, and so I was like, okay, well, how do I do this? I looked everywhere on the internet. I tried a few different things. I was like, no, this isn't good. Like this,
there's nothing out there.
I don't feel confident selling this to somebody else. So then I was like, right, well, take it back to basics. How do I make dairy fudge? And how can I put that into making a vegan fudge?
Yeah. So it's all new territory for you then, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, but I think lots of trial and error meant that actually
how things work in
Exactly.
cooking. You know, something was created from everything, like ganache, for example, which is a mixture of cream and chocolate. That was just created by someone going, oh, what happens if this cream goes in with this chocolate?
Or it could have been an error.
Yeah, exactly. Made a mistake.
Yeah, that tastes fun.
Yeah.
So actually, like, once I perfected the dairy-free vegan one, I did a taste test, because I also did a question like to my followers, like, would you eat vegan fudge? And the non-vegans were like, no, absolutely not. It would be disgusting, probably because they tried the things that I'd found before. And then I did a taste test for a group of like a focus group, I suppose, and they couldn't tell the difference between the two. And I was like, yes, this is it. And I'll show the camera.
And that's what we're all about as well at Rooted Fuel, is that it's got to taste amazing. Yeah. There's no point in having something vegan just for the sake of having it as a vegan dish.
Yeah, you shouldn't deny yourself taste just because you want to do things from a more ethical point of view, or whether it's for environment, whatever your reasons for going vegan. It shouldn't be a bad journey. It should be a good journey, and you should enjoy what you eat. And we've always said, you should always enjoy what you're consuming.
Yeah, and really, if it doesn't taste good, it doesn't get a Rooted Fuel treatment. So
Well, you guys have both tasted the fudge, so
see Jo's shown this, but oh my goodness, this is absolutely delicious. I'm just waiting until we finish so I can eat this.
Yeah.
I like the orange element to it.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's like, it makes the perfect Christmas gift as well. So either, if you want to be more sustainable, or you just want to give something a bit more homemade, it's really, it's such a nice thing to bring to friends' houses, or just wrap up. I've also brought with me these amazing cellophane bags that are actually plastic free. So I've got these here. So if you are trying to be sustainable but want to keep things fresh, these are amazing. They're from a company called Dot Boutique, and it's just biodegradate they biodegrade within 80 days in the ground.
Oh, wow.
So
we'll stick the link in the
that'd be great. Yeah. So
I bought some of this for people last Christmas, and they were like, "It's the best fudge I've ever had."
And they weren't even vegan, were they? Yeah,
it's fantastic.
So,
we would make you go vegan through default,
just through fudge.
Just have our fudge.
It's good because you know that you can bring it to something. This hasn't got any nuts in, hasn't got any dairy in, there's no gluten, so whether you're vegan, you're not vegan, you've got friends who are dairy intolerant, whatever, gluten-free, it's something that it ticks all of the boxes. Yeah. So
brilliant.
Yeah, right. So we
cool. Yeah,
get ready.
Get going. So your lead. This is weird.
You glamorous sister. I'll just talk.
I used to make fudge quite a lot at Claridge's, so I haven't made it for 20 odd years. But I've got great memories of making it, so it'd be really nice to. We had a try last night, so
it's like reminiscing it a little bit.
So it'd be nice to,
I think fudge is one of those things that lots of people say, "Oh, we tried it once and it turned into toffee, and I'll never try it again." And I think having a cook along, or a video that you can watch to see where the points where people make mistakes can be avoided, because I think that really helps having like that visual representation of what each stage is, because it is
And it can get expensive every hour, can't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But also the thing is, we all know there's a million videos out there to make anything, isn't there? And that's what we're doing with Rooty Fuel, is that we're answering those questions that you have as we go along. So
We're trying to get you out of the noise. There's so much noise out there. It's like, let's just bring it down to really easy, simple, amazing tasting food. So hopefully, people will be getting that message and enjoying it.
So this butter is a Flora plant-based butter. It's fairly new to the market, actually.
It is, yeah.
Last year
They do a salted and an unsalted version, and both are equally as good.
And we're using unsalted.
Yeah, that's fine, because I always add salt later on anyway. So, it's a really good product. I've tried lots of different like margarines and plant butters and things, because I think that's the core of fudge, is like the the non-vegan fudge. It's about that sort of butteriness, but actually this Flora gives that. So you're not compromising.
Are you?
Yeah, I must say I missed butter when I first became vegan, and for so long it was just margarine.
Yeah.
And when I saw this, I was like, right,
it is different. I think because it's more solid. It is more.
It feels more luxurious than it tastes more luxurious, isn't it? Definitely. And then we're obviously using a vegan condensed milk as well. So again, I think this is a fairly new product to the market.
It is. And so what I used to do, which is also very tasty but a bit more time consuming before this came onto the market, is I would make my own condensed milk out of coconut milk. You get a can of coconut milk and reduce it down with I can't remember how much sugar it was now, maybe 200 grams of sugar. And then it sort of reduces a bit, makes it a bit thicker, and then that's what I would put into it, which is it's really nice, especially if you're going. There's lots of different flavors you can experiment with.
Yeah, different types of.
Yeah, so I think that there was still that coconut taste, which I love, but my husband doesn't like. So it was always like, well, we'll leave that one out.
Yeah, coconut's a bit of a marmite, isn't it? A bit of a. I really like coconut,
and there's so many people that don't.
Yeah,
right.
So we've got 800 grams of granulated sugar.
And why do you use granulated rather than caster?
Yeah, and I think it's also. Sorry, let me just. It also. I think it just boils at the right temperature, so it doesn't go too quickly for the other ingredients.
Larger grains, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's long to break down, but at the right time.
So it's important to use a granulated rather than a caster.
Yeah.
But actually, I think granulated is probably easier to get because you can get it from the corner shop.
And again, if we're trying to be, making this as a cheap option for gifts and things, it is cheaper than caster sugar as well. So then we've got 40 grams of golden syrup. The reason I say grams instead of milliliters is because I find that you can put this on the scales, and the amount of, if you're doing like 4 tablespoons of it, then you're losing so much of it on the spoon. So you're like, well, it's a bit more for golden syrup. It's a bit more accurate. So
if you're using a tin of golden syrup as well, a tip that I used to use quite a lot is you just have a little pot of boiled water next to you, keep the spoon in there, and take the
because then it just drops off. That's a good idea.
It's like that mess of trying to weigh, get the golden syrup in, and as you say, you lose half it because it's on there.
And then you have to lick the spoon.
Tough time.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're putting in 175 mils of oat milk. Again, I've tried lots of different milks. I really like oat milk because it's just a bit thicker and a bit creamier. But obviously, if you've got anyone with oat or I think it's gluten maybe in oat milk, so you can use coconut milk or soy milk.
There's so many out there, isn't there?
I've even seen potato starch milk now. So.
Yeah, that's the new thing, isn't it? I think Waitrose did a report saying that potato milk was going to be the next big thing. So I look forward to trying that.
Yeah,
what can't you do with potatoes?
I know, it's sustainable, I guess, isn't it? That's what they're going to do.
Yeah. And also, a lot of different environments can grow potatoes, can't they?
We'll have to do a whole course on
Potatoes.
Yeah.
I would be in heaven.
Me too.
It's those this time of year as well. It's those carbs, isn't it? That you crave.
Yeah, it's
Like last night we were-
comfort,
Yeah, we were doing some testing last night, and we did a sweet potatoes, a baked sweet potato with curry,
Yeah.
the
Ooh,
chickpea
nice.
curry. That was really good. That's one of the recipes that's included in our 31 days of Plant Power, which is live from January. So
Right.
just putting the
Exciting
finishing touches to it.
I've seen a sneak peek, and it looks very, very good.
So the 31 days of Plant Power is something that you can do in your own time. So just because it says 31 days doesn't mean you need to follow it as it comes, and you can
You
join
could
it
if you want
anytime.
to, but
Yeah, you can do it.
if
No,
you're
there's
very
no
busy,
pressure.
yeah,
No pressure
And
from
January
us.
is a really good time to sort of like clean slate almost, isn't it? It's like let's reset, reboot, where I'm going to change my.
Also,
eating
if you know
habits,
you've booked something that's going to be really healthy in January, you can enjoy December a bit more, can't you? It's okay.
Feel free.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
I've got it sorted. In January, it's going to be a new me.
Yeah, so the recipes, as we've said, so the part of the course is that we do video tutorials and we cook along with you. And it's all these kind of questions, you know, why are you putting this in, or how do you chop? I think we chopped, was it butternut squash or something?
Yeah, we do loads. I think
Yeah.
the mangoes and just how everything gets chopped differently, because half of it's like everything A&E, because we don't know what we're doing with that. You know, like, how do you cut a mango and not look like you've massacred your hand? Or like even avocados, and just doing it really efficiently so that you're not wasting half of it. And know when something's right.
Yeah.
When it's right.
Yeah,
to have,
that's
you know,
true,
I mean,
yeah.
all these things that it's skills that you should learn.
Well,
you
think
should
because
know,
there'll
but
be different stages for you know, if you want a salad mango, maybe you know it's got to be a bit harder.
A bit more juicy.
Yeah, there's a lovely mango salsa.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's
We
amazing.
could just eat one bucket. So yeah, the aim is really that we're your friends in the kitchen. We are. We're here to help you with all of those things that you're not really entirely sure about. But also, it's not about becoming vegan. You know, we're vegan and we thoroughly enjoy the food that we cook. Obviously, as we've said, it's all about the taste. But it's about, if you want a couple of days a day. I think you did a day a week, didn't you?
We started now where I think we're up to 3 days a week. Mainly led by the kids.
Is it led by the children? Is it?
It is. I think they've taken. Mainly my 8-year-old.
That's exactly what happened with me. Mine ended up being led by my son, because he went vegan, and you know he was older than your children. You're also younger, but he was. I allowed him to go vegan at 17 finally, when he's 6'2", and he goes, "Mum, I think I've finished growing." That was all. You're still growing, you know.
And that's some of the myths that are
So
around
many,
veganism.
I look back
as
now.
moms, we want to protect our children and help them, and we think we've been sold this theory that meat you can't grow properly without meat or dairy. So we're helping you with recipes and a bit of the nutritional side. And
it's also having that something to follow. Like, you know, for me, it was like, well, what am I going to cook that's going to be all right for everybody? And then having that, because I did the 7 days of Plant Power, having that structure to follow. Like, okay, well, this day, I don't even need to think about it. It's here, and like trying things out and fun. And then you find your family favourites. You know, obviously not all children are going to love all of the recipes, but they wouldn't like all of the food you'd cook at, you know, non-vegan anyway. I used to do Slimming World years ago, and I found that something really like, you know, having something to follow. It wasn't necessarily actually, you know, the ingredients and things like that, but it was just having that structure. But when you know the ingredients are making that impact as well, just like, especially with the young children, you know, they're seeing it all the time.
They're so much more conscious about it, aren't they? And you know, we weren't really brought up with that level of awareness when it comes to food and where it comes from, and you know, the benefits, the true benefits of certain food, whether it's plant-based. And you know, I'm really at an 80-20% rule. You know, you can still have things like fudge, but you know, it's a treat. And you know, I probably have more treats than I should.
I think we all do.
But you know, it is about still, you know, going for me, the ethical food. And it didn't start like that. It just started with the children wanted it, and I suppose I became vegan through default. And I think once you're there, it's really hard to go back to not being vegan. So
you can't unsee
Got to know what you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So the 31 Days of Plant Power is video tutorials, shopping lists, menu plans and recipes, and it's really simple, step by step. So whether you want to do it in 31 days and you want to just follow it as it is, or if you want to break it down into the weeks and do a week on, a week off, it's all completely up to you, and it's a wonderful community. So do come join us, have a look on the website, we'll put the link in here in the comments. So Jo, just tell us what you're doing there.
So we've put it at quite a high heat, so this is 8 out of 9. And everything is now melted down really nicely.
The butter, the sugar, the golden syrup,
oat milk, and condensed milk.
Condensed milk, you do literally get it from the supermarkets where the normal condensed
it's right
milk
next
is.
to,
right next to it. So if you were like me, looking around for ages,
in the free from section, it's not. It's in the main
where it should be.
Yeah. So this is the stage where I always recommend stirring continuously with sugar. With the fudge, because otherwise it can get like stuck in places.
Could it get burnt?
Yeah, and I like to sort of bring some of the mixture up on the side, so you get rid of those granules of sugar, because what you don't really want is them at the end, and then makes it a little bit grainy and want it nice and smooth.
So you're just kind of brushing around the bottom of the pan as well, aren't you, so it doesn't catch.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jo, how long have you been making fudge for?
So I first started making fudge for my son's preschool Christmas fair. I was part of the committee. And we're like, let's do some like craft stall things. And I was like, what can we sell? And I think I probably went on Pinterest and was like, what can you sell at craft stalls?
What do people love?
Yeah, what do people love? Yeah. So then I started making, some, and it went down really well. At the
I'm not surprised.
Having
tasted it.
Yeah. So then so now it's bubbling. I'm going to bring it down. Is that how you bring it down?
So you just click it back onto there, and then you go onto the mine.
Okay. So if we do,
you see those wonderful bubbles as well.
4, 4 is good.
Induction, it will cool down.
Yeah. I normally use gas at home, so this is a learning curve for me. But yeah, so I made this fudge just for that one-off thing. It went really well, and I got people at the playground saying, "Oh, you know what?
So that's secret.
Can we get some more?"
She makes fudge.
I do feel like some kind of dodgy dealer.
Dodgy £10
Yeah. So then I thought, well, I'll create a Facebook page. Then I've got a way for tracking when people have asked me for it, and it just kind of went from there. And it was always something that was a hobby on the side of my job. And then both my job and the fudge business got bigger and bigger, because it turned into more of a business than a hobby. It's like, right, well, I've got to choose which one I do, and I knocked fudge on the head so I could focus on my other business opportunities. But I love it. I think
there, isn't it?
And I think what it was is that I think my daughter must have been, so Theo would have been 3 maybe, and so Sophia is very little, and it was a stress reliever. It's really like therapeutic, just kind of making that figure of 8 and
very mindful.
Yeah, exactly. You can't you could be on your phone, but you
can't
don't
rush it.
No, exactly. It's like that's your dedicated time.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think it's Jenny when I cook. It's really mindful for me. Like Jenny can cook and like probably do open brain surgery at the same time. And, her emails and all the rest of it. Whereas I'm like, no one talk to me. No one move.
And then you look around, you're like, oh my goodness, what a mess I've made.
You ignore the parts.
It smells so good. I just
want to show you something. This makes me smile. Jo's got fudge written on this spoon, so this is the fudge spoon.
Well, actually, there's a V there because I always kept it separate. So
any old fudge
nobody's allowed to use this. This is my special fudge.
Kids know that.
Yeah. They've been told a few times.
There's no onion on or anything.
No, definitely. You do not want any onion flavours.
Separate, especially because wood really kind of sucks up the whatever
you wouldn't want to use that for making a curry, would you?
No, yeah, exactly. And I think there's obviously I could get a silicone one or whatever, but I love the feel of it. And when you're doing it all the time, like I used to,
the flavour gets into the wood anyway, so it's almost like an enhancement of it. Amazing. It
Lovely
smells.
Yeah, so it's starting to come. It is quite, so in comparison, if anyone at home has made non-vegan fudge before, this is a lot sort of runnier than the one that you might have used before. And we'll talk about getting to drop ball stage in a bit, but it does take a little bit longer and it won't go as thick. So if you're waiting for, if you've made fudge before, like probably like, you know, Jenny, you've made it before. If you're waiting for exactly the same, it won't get to that. There will be, the drop ball stage is slightly different. And so what I always advise, if you haven't made it that many times before, is to get a glass of iced water, which we'll do in a minute.
Drop me to organise that for you.
Oh yes, please, if that's okay. And so if you've got it there, and then what you just do is you drop it into the glass of water, and then if it solidifies to almost like fudge, but a little kind of like runnier, then you know that it's going to be ready.
Yeah. So when we talk about drop ball, that's the temperature of sugar. So there's lots of different stages that sugar goes through when it's caramelising. And some people would use a sugar thermometer for this, but an expert like yourself, you just know when it's at the right stage. So if you do want to get a sugar thermometer, they're not very much at all. No. So it might be, if you want to make fudge as a business, or you want to make a load of it for your friends and family, it might be worth investing in it.
Again, it's things like, another great gift around Christmas time is honeycomb.
It's great.
And honeycomb is another one that is obviously vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and that's one that you need to make sure that you've got the temperature right for the sugar, because otherwise that doesn't harden right and it doesn't react as well with the bicarbonate of soda.
Yeah, that's such a like chefy word, isn't it? Drop ball. To me, it sounds like something.
What does it mean? Football, baseball. That's what we like to do, because we started this really by getting in the kitchen together and just cooking some stuff, didn't we? And we were like, why are you doing this? And why?
I think one of the first times I was baking a cake. I'd never made a cake before. And I said, Jenny, you need to help me.
So that's it. It's about kitchen.
And then it really is, because I was never, and still I'm getting there. There's still times when I don't feel confident, even though you're like, oh, you're great, but you know, it takes time to sort of like really own it. Because I suppose I wasn't brought up doing a lot of cooking when I was younger, so you know, I sort of bypassed all of that.
But now you're the vegan mayonnaise queen.
Yeah, I'm so chuffed I can make vegan mayonnaise. It tastes better I never liked, to be honest, but the vegan one, I really like.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's the hacks, isn't it? So all these different techniques.
Shall I get rid of the ice from here? Do we want the ice in the
we can do, I think it's good to have the ice in so that it's ready whenever you want it. With this, because I could make this tomorrow and the timings would be slightly different, so it's good to just kind of have it ready, have it there.
So I like the way how you know when it's right through the textures, as opposed to I'd have to do, I think, with timings. So it's good to actually watch it,
and that's what happens when you make things hundreds of times. You just know but that's how it looks. So this chocolate is it a Lidl?
Lidl
one. It's a quite good one. I think it's a 50-odd%, which is good. We are told, where is it? 52%. So we're told when we buy chefs on the telly that we should be using 70%. And actually, a lot of the time, especially with sweet things, that's too bitter. You need the sugar in it to keep the moisture in there, and it's a more palatable flavour. So 52% total solid is absolutely perfect.
And I find it behaves really well. You don't you're not compromising on the finished one, because we're going to be drizzling some chocolate on the top later. You've still got like a nice quality finish on the chocolate.
So how good is this? I've just noticed this. It's got them in little 10 gram. You can see that in little 10 gram blocks. So it says 10 grams. That's
and
really
you know,
good.
this chocolate is so cheap. I think it's something like 89p for a bar.
Amazing.
And
you wouldn't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it, no. I wouldn't, because I think a lot of people now are like, this vegan chocolate, try it. It's like it's the same as this, but because you've got the wording vegan on it, it's suddenly so much more expensive.
So I'm going to break these up into, so we're going to half the chocolate. So it's 100 grams to go into the fudge, 100 grams to go for the drizzle on the top. So if you've seen that video that we put on, you know,
Like
the
the taste video,
the drizzle of the chocolate. So we'll melt that in a bain-marie shortly. You can do it in the microwave as well. You just have to be really careful with chocolate because it does burn very easily. So
you can't salvage it, can you?
No, there's no coming back from burnt chocolate. It smells the whole house out when you're done. So it's a bin job. So broken that up, so that will go into the fudge. Is that about the right size? Or do you want
no, that's great. Yeah, because of how hot it is, obviously you can see it's very, very warm. So it does melt down really quickly. What we need to do now is actually prepare the tin. So I've got this tin, my home. It's quite shallow. Can you see here? And the reason why I use this tin is because for my fudge business, I made it so that people could pay less on postage. So it was flatter. Whereas
so it goes through the letterbox.
Yeah, it goes through the letterbox exactly. So, but if you've got a deeper pan that's probably a bit smaller, then
you're not
posting, or you're happy to pay more postage. But as a business, I thought, well, it makes sense to have something uniform.
And you're putting the money into the product rather than the postage.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
so that's interesting as well. That if you look at the comparison between when it goes in, because you've got so much air and so much heat in there, it's almost doubled in size. Which is a good sign as well.
Definitely, and that's why you need quite a big pan.
So to line the tin, it's cling film?
Yeah, but what I like to do is to give it a spray with some. It doesn't need to be this; it can be oil or whatever. It just helps it come out afterwards. It doesn't go on the fudge. And another little tip is when you put the cling film on, because of the weight of the fudge and the strength of the cling film, if you fold under the cling film in the corners, then it will, so the cling film doesn't rip when you try to get it out.
So they're right over the edges.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's been lots of trial and error over the years.
There has. And actually, do you know what? This is the part.
Blue language.
Yeah, exactly. Like you tried so hard on this fudge, and then you just can't get out of the tin. So actually, if you fold it under here, and then you kind of
double strength.
Yeah, double strength there. This is the part where I feel the most guilt in terms of my environmental impacts, because obviously cling film. But I have tried the biodegradable cling film, and it just falls apart. It's unfortunately we're not quite there yet with cling film.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and I think for the amount of other good that we can do, I think that a little bit of cling film, although it isn't perfect, is I think
you've minimised the waste, haven't you?
I think you could probably use this silicone. Could you silicone tray?
You could.
Yeah. We'll give that a go next time.
Yeah.
So single layer.
Yes, just single layer is great.
That's ready to go.
Wonderful. I tend to do that while I'm making it, but you can do it before. It's up to you how much time you feel like you've got at home. So I'm going to try this now. Put my glass of water here, and just from the drip of the spatula, I'm just going to drop some in. See. And then if we can get some out. Very cold.
Okay, do you want to keep stirring that? Is that all right?
Yeah, I have to keep stirring that.
So that's not quite ready yet. So the texture is it's not sticky. It's too smooth, too soft.
Okay.
So you need it to be just a little bit harder. So I think we've got another few minutes on this.
Okay. I'll let you.
Do you want to have a go as well, Jenny, to feel the texture of it?
It's quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah, when you think from the beginning.
It's almost like, not quite custard, but like in between, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the consistency of that.
And this is why, if you don't feel confident, it might be worth getting a sugar thermometer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, as I say, they're, I don't know, £10, £15 or something.
Yeah, I think you can get them on most quick shopping sites like Amazon or eBay or whatever, or go down to Lakeland.
Yes, yeah, they're quite good, aren't they?
Yeah.
So the reason local independent shops.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a few, there will be something.
Yeah.
So the reason that we will melt in a bain-marie, so as I said before, we can do it in a bain-marie, melt the chocolate for the topping in bain-marie, or we can do it in the microwave. If you're going to do it in the microwave, I would stick it into a plastic bowl that obviously fits into the microwave, and 10 seconds at a time. So 10 seconds, bring it out, stir it, another 10 seconds, bring it out, stir it. And when it starts to melt, it burns really easy, as I say, and microwave is notorious for sort of hot spots.
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
So
you get some that looks like it's not been touched.
Yeah, and then another bit that's burning. And as I say, you know when you've burnt chocolate because the whole house stinks.
Yeah.
So when it's almost melted, just keep stirring it, and the residual heat will melt the rest of the chocolate. So you want most of the lumps, and we don't want to take the heat of the chocolate too far because it can get rid of the nice glossy, the temper of it. So it's it can kind of you get like a white streak, when chocolate's been in the sun for or if it's been too hot
or not being stored properly
streak
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But then the chocolate that we're putting into the fudge along with the cocoa powder is these blocks that we're going to put in like that, as you say, it'll melt it.
So what we need to do as well is we need to now zest that. Yeah, I tend to do it with the finer. You see, that's what you probably do for cheese or carrots or whatever. Whereas this slightly smaller one, just so you've got those lovely little pieces.
Not quite the zest one, it's like one step above, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah.
So we'll stick the chocolate for the melting in that camera, is that right?
Just leave it in
here
for
now.
This one. Just because we've got these nice little flakes.
Thank
you. Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, this is
holds
the shape of it.
It does. It just looks pretty. So.
And we just leave this as it is, do we? Not.
Yeah. Well, for now we'll do that because that's what we'll do last. Yeah.
When you zest your orange as well, you don't want to go up and down. I think you see quite a lot of people going up and down, and this white bit here is the pithy bit, so this is what makes it really bitter. So you literally want to go one down, and you can see that's taken off all the lovely flavour.
So you just really want the orange, the actual peel and not the pith.
And I'm assuming that's where you get for the extract, that's where they take that from.
Yes, that's the lovely oil.
Yeah.
And you can smell it now. It's like filling the kitchen, isn't it?
Oh, that's so good.
It's just you just can't replicate nature's flavours and smells.
No, definitely.
That's why it's good to use fresh ingredients. We're going to have another go.
Yeah, going to have another go. Just leave that for a second.
So you can go back round, and because you can sort of see it's a bit patchy, so I'm just going back round to get all the patchy bits that I've missed. Are we using the juice as well?
Yes, we're going to use juice of half of the orange.
Perfect.
Okay, so let me get this out.
And carry on stirring.
Yes, please. Yeah, so that. I should have got you to try both the other one. But when you can kind of bite through it, that means that it's ready.
There's a bite to
it,
basically.
So let's turn this guy off.
Yeah.
Now make sure you turn it off because we've got an induction hob. It means it's going to be cold anyway. If I was doing it at home on my gas, I would take it off the hob and put it onto a heat-proof thing and then go onto my work surface because you want to kind of let it cool down quite quickly. Right, so with this.
So I'm making a racket in the background.
So I'm going to put the chocolate in now. And then, we need to weigh. I can't remember how much I said.
40 grams.
40 grams, right. Okay, so if we put. Move that water out of the way. Again, this is one that I actually do by eye, but it's probably about
It's when the whole thing is
Yeah.
in there.
Don't worry if there's lumps, because you will get those out with your whisk. I use this extract. It's rather than a flavouring, it's an extract, so you know that it's got all natural ingredients in it.
It's the difference between a flavouring extract. Extract comes directly from the fruit, whereas a flavouring is a chemically made one.
Yeah.
And you'll taste the difference. So
Yeah.
a chemically made flavouring, it's got a really long palate, so it tastes for longer.
Yeah.
So if you've
got
got
like a
vanilla,
bit of aftertaste,
yeah.
sort of thing, yeah.
Whereas natural flavouring, you get bursts of flavour and then it's gone.
You can smell that.
Yeah, and also I find in terms of cooking and it's a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
So you don't sort of, you're not adding unnecessary liquid
Yes.
when you don't need to.
Yeah.
Right, have we got any salt actually?
Yes.
We're going to use an electric whisk, so I apologise about the noise on your screen. And we'll take half of the zest and just put it in. And then we'll have half the juice as well from that. Lovely.
A lot of salt. Okay.
Just grab a spoon. Thank you. So again, this will sort of, I think maybe half a teaspoon, quarter of a teaspoon, maybe, just to take that sort of edge off the sweetness.
Sort of it brings out the flavour as well.
It does, yeah. So many people say to me, "Oh, I don't like fudge; it's too sweet." I'm like, well, if you add just a tiny bit of something else, yeah. So you can see how thick this is. I'm going to whisk it a little bit more. I want to get some more, just a bit of orange. Oh, there's no seeds in this, is it? And then could I have the oat milk instead?
Okay, yeah, okay.
And I tend to use a little bit of milk at the end just to make sure it doesn't go too hard and too crumbly. I don't know if you can see at home, it's getting a lot thicker now.
Lovely glossy as well.
Yeah, and what I like to do is get the back of the spoon, just kind of scrape a little bit off, cool it down.
Don't stick it straight.
Don't stick it straight, yeah, health and safety. So it's got that smooth, in fact, do you each one of
spoons, yeah.
Because this is a really important part of the fudge. This is where you kind of see whether it has set the way that you want it to.
You can see you can see that on there. It's already holding its own shape, which is really important.
Yeah. And if you try it and it hasn't got to that, and it's kind of a bit more like golden syrup, then you know you've got to do a bit more whisking.
The other thing as well that's really interesting is that it's instantly, when I took it off the whisk, is that it formed a skin.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be ready if it didn't form that skin with it.
What I might do is, because I've tried it, I will put maybe a tiny bit more orange juice in it. This is also a good opportunity to kind of see what the flavours are and you know how strong, because obviously nature is brilliant, but it's always different. So you know, you might have a really strong tasting orange, or you could have different times of the year. Now obviously oranges are they're more in season now, so you'll probably get better strength oranges. Whereas if you make it in the summer, you might not get that same strength. So it's always good to kind of at this stage just give it a try. I think that's ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that. In fact, it's going to be hot, isn't it? So.
Just take this away.
Yes, that's going to drip, but yeah. Okay. Then what we're going to do is pour. If you pour it from the middle, then it should all disperse really nicely. Make sure you scrape all of it. Lovely, shiny. I tell you what, it smells good here.
Yeah, it's a
Smell
shame.
vision.
Yeah. That'll be the next thing, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good.
I went to a tech summit this week, and they were talking about AI and all the different things that we're going to be able to do with, virtual reality and stuff. And they were saying that they're going to try and at some stage do like a virtual high street where you can actually try shoes on and smell perfume and things like that. So we joke about it, but it might happen. Yeah. So just give it a little bit of a shake. Make sure. What I like to do as well is make sure that the air pockets have not gone in too far.
But the beauty of having a wonky corner is that then you've got 4 pieces to try.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's not perfect. I'll have to have that bit.
And the kids come and say, "Got any fun?" Yes,
we do. Yeah.
We're having this piece.
Yeah. Right, Jenny, Master Chocolatier. Do you want to do the bain marie?
Yes. Yeah. So I'll go on that.
So you're going to stay over here, yeah?
I might go on to that one. I think it's on.
That musical chair. I mean, that's a lot of fudge.
That is a lot of fudge. So that's probably weighs about 1.5 kilos, I'd say.
And how would you then portion that up? I mean,
so I tend to do 12 portions in this, which weigh about 120, 150, depending on how good you are at cutting all strings like this. Yes, so that's 12 gifts,
which is beautiful, actually, isn't it?
Me and this stove have a love-hate relationship. I love it. It hates me. Come on. Okay, you have to do it. So I put a little bit of water in the bottom of here. We could either do. Actually, I might get a slightly larger pan and
What do you want it on? 5, 6, 7?
6, please. So what you want to make sure, especially if you've got a gas stove, is that you're not, you don't have any of the flames kind of lipping at the side. You want to have, the bowl can't touch the water at the bottom because otherwise it'll burn it. And we want to make sure that the heat is directly below. So it's not, as I say, it's not coming at the sides or anything. So this will take a few minutes.
And do it with like water because it's more gentle and it won't burn it. It's just the whole thing with chocolate, you don't want to burn it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's
like a gently warm stove,
if you just had the pan on and you had nothing in it, it would start to burn the pan. So you need something in the pan to heat it through. Yeah.
Cool. So and why does chocolate always taste richer when it's warm?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? When it's warm,
invigorates.
All your senses go mad. Like, oh my god!
So we'll give that a little bit of time to heat up, I think. Oh, there we go. It's working for me. So when we made this yesterday, we were thinking, how long is it going to take to cool? So would you leave that overnight, or?
I would say it in a normal house temperature, it will probably cool in maybe a couple of hours or so. I would not recommend putting it in the fridge because it speeds it up too quickly, especially if you've got the chocolate on the top. It kind of then I don't know, it doesn't perform the same way.
Let nature do its cool.
But what I do at home is I would put it on like a grill or something that the air can get underneath it. So obviously with the metal tin, it keeps the heat, doesn't it? So that's what I would leave at least 2 hours. The best way to do it is to check underneath at the bottom, because that's where it's going to still be warm if it's not ready. And if it's warm when you cut it, or you you flip it over, because I'll talk about how you get it out in a second. It does.
On this shape,
yeah, it will. It will then crack along everywhere, because it's still got that warmth and a bit more flexibility.
It doesn't like it.
No, yeah.
So would you cut? So you'd cut that when it's still. So you want the chocolate to set really, rather than the chocolate being.
Yes, yeah. So that's a really great one for the ones where you put the chocolate on the top. That's a great marker for when it's ready, because the chocolate is probably, because it's the last stage, is probably going to be the last thing that is ready. So once that's nice and firm and shiny, then you know, like, okay, we're good to go.
Yeah.
So the reason I put the cling film on is actually I'd never cut on like in the tray. You can, but because I don't want to scratch my hands, I don't want to put sharp knives all the way through it. What I do is I flip it over onto a chopping board, and then because it still stays quite firm, you can then flip it back and have it the pretty side up, or you can cut it that way if you're less confident. If you feel like, oh, if I flip this over, it's just going to break. Don't worry, you can cut it that way and then flip them over in their individual pieces. So that's how I would do it.
Top tip.
Yeah, top tip.
Got lots of top tips.
It's good to know these things. When you're in the middle of doing it, and if you're not confident, it can get frustrating. And like I said, you can turn the air quite blue just trying to do things, just through frustration. Like, oh my God, whereas all of these things make a difference. It just makes the actual experience of making fudge a much more pleasant one. So this is why we do cook-alongs, that we can, help with all the challenges that come along when you're cooking, and just, it's like top tips, isn't it? They're so
that's it, because cooking is easy if you know all the answers. And that's it. That's the reason why I think video tutorials and things like that are so valuable, because you can read a recipe and you might miss a word that sort of solves everything. Or the person who, like, I'm sure the recipe cards that most of you will have been able to download. It's got the instructions for what I do, but I've done that over and over and over again. So there'll be things that I've just assumed is right. But by having this cook along, or the video tutorials that you guys do, you've got the answers there. And
just going to show you. Sorry to interrupt. Chocolate weights for Nova.
Oh no, yeah.
So you can see there's a couple of little lumps in here. This is about the right temperature now. So you don't want to take the chocolate too hot. And I'm just pushing out those lumps with the
nice and shiny, isn't it?
That's what I love about chocolate, the smell and the shine of it. So I've just pushed out those lumps with the spatula, and that is ready.
Wonderful. Cool. I tend to do a Jackson Pollock with my.
Go for it.
Let me put this on.
Jackson Pollock.
I'm going to put this under the screen because everybody should see this, because this is a beauty to behold. Do you want to do it?
No, you go for it.
Right, I might get a
Let
spoon,
the fudge
actually.
queen to do it. This is bringing back memories for you, Jenny, from your cabbages days.
Right, so we'll just. Thank you, Jenny. Right.
I can't believe how much there's there. It's just a huge amount. Say 12 gifts. That's really good.
I think the ingredients cost under £5 as well.
Amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So postage probably costs more than this.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll be able to see family this Christmas.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. What you could do as well at home, in fact, we could do a little bit now, is actually add a little bit of the flavouring, just a teeny tiny bit.
Make a little bit like a chocolate orange then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So you've got just even more flavour.
I suppose you can like that combination of orange and chocolate.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favourite chocolate orange.
Yeah, I don't actually like chocolate with like cherries, and, you know, like Black Forest.
Yeah,
It's not for me.
don't,
Yeah, but chocolate orange, my goodness, and chocolate mint as well. And I tell you what is another great vegan fudge that I've done is Ferrero Rocher. So you've got hazelnuts, and you, instead of butter, you use hazelnut butter that you make yourself from hazelnuts.
Lovely.
Oh, it's so good.
If I hold this up to the camera, let me get a cloth, a little bit warm, and then Jake can do a little drizzle right in front of the camera, chocolate, because you can't quite see it.
Don't do it any injustice, do we?
Okay, ready?
Look at that shine. Oh, gorgeous.
So good. And then we just sprinkle our
See
zest on
that
top.
colour of that? Oh yeah, there we go.
Such a good contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Colour? Just gives that sort of showstopper vibe.
You can almost convince yourself it's healthy.
Yeah, one of your 5 a day, right? It's a whole orange in there.
What else do you need? Really? Let's do that on there.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's not very straight because it's still set.
Yeah,
so
it's
just
set.
keep it as flat as we can. Yeah, and then then you're done. So I wonder if anybody's been cooking along at home and having any questions at all. If you've got any way of seeing.
I think what we do is answer them in the comments after.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
And any questions, people have a look at our Facebook page. We've got all of the information about the courses on the website as well, and we're just working on a Taste of Christmas download, which will be free in a few days. So
if you haven't got the recipe, you would have got it if you downloaded the Eventbrite and got yourself
you have
a
to
ticket.
click, yeah.
And you have to click to say you want a copy of the recipe. If you haven't got one, let us know. Email us at hello@rootyfuel.com. Let us know you want to be added to the mailing list, and we can send it as well with other recipes that are coming along and let you know what's going on the 31 days. And keep an eye on Eventbrite for some more lovely cooking. We have one on Wednesday. Yes, we've got the kale and chickpea soup.
Oh yeah, absolutely delicious.
Really warming, really nutritious. Balances the fudge out beautifully. That's going to be on Facebook. We will repost that as well. So if you want to join us again, just download the ticket. We'll get the recipe card to you for that as well.
Yeah, thank you so much,
No,
Jay.
thank you so much for having me.
And we're going to try not to eat all this now.
Yeah.
See you on Wednesday. Thanks, guys.
Bye.